Good evening. You're watching this special broadcast live tonight from Raebareli. We're in an interior village of Raebareli called Mishran-ka Purva. And this is a day when the media attention has been on this part of the country because Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has been campaigning on behalf of her mother. Remember that the campaign is fast turning into one that is becoming increasingly personalized, increasingly shrill. In many ways, it has become the first family of the Congress versus Narendra Modi. In the last lap of this election campaign, we have seen the Congress and the Gandhis in particular, previously somewhat coy about taking on Narendra Modi directly, shift their strategy. Whether it's Sonia Gandhi today or Priyanka Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, they have all directly trained their guns at Narendra Modi. The BJP is hitting back with just as much ferociousness. The BJP, of course, saying that if the Gandhis are talking about Narendra Modi representing a one-man-centric politics, then, well, the Congress is all about a one-family-centric politics. On this program today, as we're on the road to 2014, and remember, for the past 4 weeks, we have been broadcasting from a different part of the country every night. We promised that we would always be in the field, we would never be in the studio, and we are sticking to that promise. So from Raebareli tonight, we're going to be looking at what the Gandhi factor means in 2014. What is the political value of Brand Gandhi? Is it one of diminishing returns? And as the clamour grows for Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to take on a more active role, could this make a difference? Sonia Gandhi is bound to win, most people say, from Raebareli. But do remember, in 2012, even when Priyanka Gandhi campaigned vigorously, we did see all 5 assembly segments not going the Congress way in the elections. That will be a big focus on the program tonight. Also coming up on the program, our ground report on what the centre of her campaign has been.
दूसरी तरह की राजनीति है, आप सब जगह देख रहे हैं, प्रचार होता है, मैं करूँगा, सारे सवालों का जवाब मेरे पास है, सबसे सक्षम मैं हूँ, एक व्यक्ति की राजनीति। जितने भी इतिहास देखते हैं, टीवी पे, अखबारों में, किसी और की बात होती है।
Also with me here in this interior village of Raebareli is a well-known Uttar Pradesh voice, in fact a well-known national voice. We're very pleased to have with us Professor Salim Kidwai. He's an eminent author and historian, and we're going to get from him his perspective of what's really playing out here. Is it a battle of ideologies, as the Congress says it is, or has it become a battle of personalities, a highly personalized campaign? Salim, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get started with our ground report this evening. We followed Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on the campaign trail, and a pattern emerged. The centre of her otherwise low-key campaign has been to make an aggressive attack directly on Narendra Modi. He's hit back as well, suggesting that now that the mother and the daughters, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, are taking centre stage in the campaign, this is a Congress admission that Rahul Gandhi's leadership has not worked. From the ground on the campaign trail with Priyanka Gandhi. In 1999, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, just 26 years old then, first stormed into Raebareli to campaign for family favourite Captain Satish Sharma against political heavyweight and her estranged uncle Arun Nehru. Invoking her grandmother's memory and emulating her trademark stride, Priyanka managed to deliver a surprise victory in the name of the family. Arun Nehru faced a drubbing.
आपने एक ऐसे शख्स को अपने क्षेत्र के अंदर आने कैसे दिया जिसने मेरे परिवार के साथ हमेशा गद्दारी की, जो मेरे पिताजी के मंत्रिमंडल में रहकर उनके खिलाफ साजिश की, जिन्होंने कांग्रेस में रहकर सांप्रदायिक शक्तियों के साथ हाथ मिलाया, जिसने अपने भाई की पीठ में छुरी मारी है, वो कभी आपकी तरफ निष्ठा के साथ काम नहीं कर सकता।
15 years later, betrayal has returned as a theme in Priyanka's campaign, in one of her sharpest attacks ever against her cousin Varun.
He has expressed his views in the last election about certain things, and I don't agree with them. I strongly disagree with those views, and I feel that it's a betrayal of my family.
But what is less clear in 2014 is how compelling her intervention can be for a beleaguered Congress party that could be looking at its worst performance ever. As Priyanka Gandhi crisscrosses her way across the interior villages of her mother's constituency, babysitting it for Sonia Gandhi, she must be well aware of the historic symbolism of this very seat and how it could be looked at as a contemporary metaphor for the state of the Congress nationally. It was right here in 1977 that Indira Gandhi had to accept a stunning defeat by Raj Narayan. While there is absolutely no danger of Sonia Gandhi losing, she won by a margin of 3.72 lakhs in 2009. In 2014, Brand Gandhi finds itself under scrutiny like never before. And in the last lap of the election is hitting back with sudden aggression. Whether it's Sonia Gandhi taking to television and accusing the BJP of destroying Bhartiyata,
हमारी हिंदुस्तानियत। आज इस चुनाव में हम देश की इसी रूह को बचाने के लिए उन तत्वों से लड़ रहे हैं जिनकी विचारधारा इसे तोड़ने की और हमें बांटने की है।
Or Priyanka Gandhi's own speeches, the attack is now directly at Narendra Modi.
दूसरी तरह की राजनीति है, आप सब जगह देख रहे हैं, प्रचार हो रहा है, मैं करूँगा, सारे सवालों का जवाब मेरे पास है, सबसे सक्षम मैं हूँ, एक व्यक्ति की राजनीति।
If the Gandhis repeatedly attack what they call the one-man-centric politics of Narendra Modi, the hit back from the BJP has been just as ferocious.
जब 77 में इंदिरा जी सत्ता से बाहर हुई थी और मोरारजी की सरकार और चौधरी चरण सिंह की सरकार गिरी थी, सन 80 में कांग्रेस ने क्या नारा दिया था? इंदिरा लाओ देश बचाओ। 1998 में जब श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी अध्यक्ष बनी तो सोनिया जी को अध्यक्ष इसलिए बनाया गया, देश बचाने के लिए नहीं, कांग्रेस को बचाने के लिए। यानी नारा क्या हो गया? सोनिया लाओ, कांग्रेस बचाओ। और आज प्रियंका गांधी जी को 2014 में किस लिए ले जाया जा रहा है? कांग्रेस बचाने के लिए नहीं, अमेठी और रायबरेली बचाने के लिए। यानी अब नारा क्या हो गया? प्रियंका लाओ, अमेठी रायबरेली बचाओ।
Complicating matters for the first family of the Congress is that every time the mother or sister become more politically active, comparisons are inevitably drawn to Rahul Gandhi.
अचानक मैडम सोनिया जी अब चुनाव की बागडोर संभालने में आगे आई है। वो सोच रही थी पहले कि बेटा कुछ करके दिखाएगा, लेकिन कुछ निकला नहीं। अब करे क्या? तो मां को मैदान में आना पड़ा और टीवी पर एडवर्टाइजमेंट देकर के वो राष्ट्र के नाम संदेश देना शुरू किया है।
Beyond the opposition's attack, the clamour for a bigger electoral role for Priyanka is from Congress supporters as well. That Sonia Gandhi will win Raebareli is a foregone conclusion. But the real debate nationally is what the political value of the Gandhi name is today. At a time when the Congress is fighting one of its toughest elections ever, there are questions being raised as to whether the first family of the Congress party still has the capacity to contain the damage. If the Congress actually does as badly as opinion poll surveys are predicting, the pressure on Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to take an even larger role than she has in this campaign will only increase. It's something she says her brother wants her to do in any case. It's been her own decision to stay out. The question is, even if she embraces a larger role, even if she runs for Lok Sabha, can that make a substantive difference? At the local barber shop in Raebareli, they even go so far as to say that age is catching up with Sonia Gandhi, who now deserves a break. They want her daughter to contest for the Lok Sabha instead. आजकल माना जाता है कि अगर नेशनली देखा जाए तो कांग्रेस अपना सबसे कठिन चुनाव लड़ रही है और ये भी लोग कहते हैं कि गांधी परिवार का जो एक टाइम पे जो वैल्यू था वो अब घट गया है। आप क्या बोलेंगे?
जी ऐसा नहीं है, घटा नहीं है और अब जनता जो है थोड़ा सा ज्यादा बढ़ चुकी है, जागरूक भी हो चुकी है, देखती है कहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है। पार्टी बंदी तो हर जगह होती है, रहती है।
लेकिन ये तो कहा जा रहा है कि देश भर में तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि कांग्रेस बहुत बुरी तरह से हारने वाली है।
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है, वो ऐसे अपनी अपनी सोच है। जनता तो सोचती रहती है कहीं कांग्रेस है, कहीं बसपा है, कहीं भाजपा है।
प्रियंका को लेकर आपका क्या ख्याल है? क्योंकि
प्रियंका हमारे यहाँ रायबरेली से जीतेंगी, हम लोग जिताएंगे उनको।
वो तो चुनाव ही नहीं लड़ रही।
नहीं वो नहीं लड़ेगी, वही जीतेगी। मतलब है कि प्रियंका सोनिया जी माता जी जो जीत रही है वो लड़ रही है।
अच्छा आप बताइए यहाँ पर आप नई हैं यहाँ के, आप बताइए आपका क्या ख्याल है कि जो कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि आजकल गांधी परिवार का एक जमाने में जितने वोट ला सकते थे आजकल उतने वोट नहीं आ सकते।
नहीं आएंगे
आप कहेंगे आएंगे। आप बताइए, आप तो पुराने कांग्रेस के समर्थक हैं यहाँ। आप बताइए, जो लोग कहते हैं कि एक जमाना था कि भाई कांग्रेस से बहुत वोट निकलते थे गांधी परिवार की वजह से और आज वो जादू नहीं रहा, तो आप क्या कहेंगे?
नहीं जी, आज भी जादू है। ऐसी बात है इंदिरा जी के हमने से कांग्रेस का विकास इतना हुआ है इसलिए आज भी वही चली आ रही है और इनके आगे कोई और विकास करने वाला ही नहीं।
आप इधर आइए, बताइए। आप कहते हैं और कोई है नहीं, तो प्रियंका को क्या चुनाव लड़ना चाहिए? क्यों नहीं लड़ना चाहिए? आप क्या कहेंगे, लड़ना चाहिए प्रियंका को चुनाव? आप लोग सब चाहते हैं, आप लोग सब चाहते हैं कि वो लड़े भारी बहुमत से, पर वो कहती है मैं नहीं लड़ना चाहती।
वो नहीं लड़ना चाहते, लेकिन हम लोग उनकी तो तमन्ना है कि
मैदान में।
उनकी मम्मी की उम्र भी हो चुकी है, उनकी मम्मी की उम्र भी हो चुकी है। हम सोचते हैं प्रियंका दीदी है हमारी यहाँ की, वो एक बार रहे हम लोग के साथ में, थोड़ा सा घूमे रहे गांव में हमारे, हम लोग का ज्यादा सहयोग होगा। अभी हमारे रायबरेली का विकास बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा।
So how do they explain the collapse of the Gandhi brand in the 2012 assembly elections of Uttar Pradesh? Not a single Congress candidate won in any of the 5 assembly segments of Raebareli. People tell us that the local leaders of the Congress had a dismal record and are disliked, but the Lok Sabha election, they say, is entirely different. सर ये बताइए कि यहाँ पर सोनिया गांधी की जीत तो लगभग तय लगती है, लेकिन ऐसा क्यों हुआ कि विधानसभा में कांग्रेस यहाँ पर बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं कर पाई?
यहाँ अच्छा इसलिए नहीं कर पाई कि यहाँ के जो जमीनी नेता जी उनसे पब्लिक नाखुश थी और जो विपक्ष में वोट गई है जी वो जमीनी जो कार्यकर्ता उधर के थे उनसे ज्यादा घुल मिल गई।
तो आप कहते हैं जमीनी नेता अलग और सोनिया गांधी अलग?
जी बिल्कुल अलग।
तो विधानसभा और लोकसभा का कोई लेना देना नहीं?
कोई लेना देना नहीं।
क्या अच्छा लगता है आप लोगों को सोनिया गांधी के बारे में?
सोनिया गांधी के विचार अच्छे हैं, सोनिया गांधी विकास की बात करती हैं, हर वो जाति और धर्म को छोड़ करके सबको जोड़ना चाहती हैं। ये सब खूबियां जो हैं सोनिया जी के अंदर हैं, जो उनके पहले इंदिरा जी के अंदर थी, जो नेहरू जी के अंदर थी, वही चीज सोनिया जी के अंदर पाई गई।
That comfort reflects today in Priyanka's speeches as well, when she quips that she does not even know the name of her mother's opponents.
चुनाव का समय है, आपको अपनी सांसद को चुनना है। आपके सामने 3-4 प्रत्याशी हैं। दूसरे प्रत्याशी कौन है इनका नाम मुझे नहीं मालूम, मुझे लगता है आपको भी नहीं मालूम होगा।
The BJP candidate in Raebareli is not amused.
देखिए जहाँ जहाँ उनकी जो सभाएं हो रही हैं, वो जो आज जा रही हैं जहाँ पे, ये जो लोग उनके साथ हैं, ज्यादातर वो लोग किराए के लोग हैं। उनके साथ यहाँ की जनता नहीं है, उनके साथ यहाँ जन समर्थन नहीं है बिल्कुल भी, और वो ये बात समझ चुकी हैं और इसी कारण से वो यहाँ क्षेत्र में आके पड़ी हुई हैं।
But a Raebareli victory will not be the story of this election. The Gandhi brand will have to be evaluated on the basis of what happens on the 16th of May. In UP, even those critical of Narendra Modi say that the Gandhis cannot assume that the Congress will be an automatic alternative. Voters tell us they want a discussion on hard facts and performance, and statistics are interesting. Sonia Gandhi, for instance, spent nearly 66% of her allotted MP funds in Raebareli. Rahul Gandhi spent 54% of his funds in Amethi. Sonia Gandhi had a 47% attendance in the 15th Lok Sabha. Rahul Gandhi had a 43% attendance. And neither asked a single question on the floor of the House. People tell us even if Priyanka Gandhi were to take on a bigger role, her charisma by itself may not be enough.
We still don't know. We know a little bit now what Rahul has in future. He says, he wants to do stuff for women. But how? Why hasn't what he's talking about now, why hasn't the Congress done all this in the past? So we will have to hear Priyanka Gandhi say, how is she going to, apart from smiling very prettily, how is she going to change our future and to make our future better? I mean, there are lots of problems in their constituency. If she speaks in a more intelligent way than Rahul, then perhaps the perception will also change.
As the backroom strategist for the Congress campaign, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's role has already changed dramatically since 2009. Will running for the Lok Sabha be next? Much may depend on the outcome of the Gandhi versus Narendra Modi battle this time. In Raebareli, with Ruby Dhingra, Numan Siddiqui, Manoj Thakur, Manu Nair and Almas Malik, Barkha Dutt for NDTV. So from Raebareli tonight, the question we're asking, does Brand Gandhi have diminishing returns in 2014? Has the campaign become about the Gandhi family versus Narendra Modi? And with all projections indicating that it's an upswing, that the momentum lies with the BJP, can the Gandhis really save the Congress? Or is this a brand that now needs to be reviewed, given what is playing out on the political campaign trail? Joining us now, let's introduce our guest tonight from the BJP from Patna tonight. We're joined by its senior leader, Ravi Shankar Prasad. From Mumbai tonight, we're joined by its senior leader, Shashi Tharoor, who's now, of course, campaigning in Maharashtra after having taken care of his own campaign. And with me here in this interior village of Raebareli is Professor Salim Kidwai. We'll also be joined here in this village with us by Urvashi Sahani, well-known Uttar Pradesh educationist. Let me start with you, Ravi Shankar Prasad. We have seen in the past few days a campaign that has got very shrill, it's got very personal. Sonia Gandhi has gone on television. She says the BJP is destroying Bhartiyata. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on the campaign trail is talking about a one-man-centric politics of Narendra Modi, even calling it an ideological war with Varun Gandhi. On the other hand, Narendra Modi in his speeches is saying that the very fact that Sonia Gandhi and her daughter have taken center stage indicates that that Rahul Gandhi has failed in some ways. What do you make of this intensely personalized campaign? Do you see it as a clash of ideologies, or do you see this now as Gandhis versus Modi? Ravi Shankar Prasad.
First of all, Barkha, I am also campaigning in Bihar, and I am going to give my vote in Patna tomorrow.
Course.
Therefore, I am not sitting idle in Patna to put the record straight away.
No, I never meant to say that.
No,
I never meant to say that at all. I know you're a very busy person.
Now, coming to the larger issue, this Gandhi as a brand, which Gandhi you are talking about? Mahatma Gandhi? Then I have a serious problem. He was a pious, innocent, embodied the very essence of India. Therefore, to put Gandhi ji on the corporate canvas of a brand is something completely unacceptable. We in Bihar call it something, Majburi ka naam Mahatma Gandhi. If that is what the Gandhi brand is about, trying to encash something under desperation, that is something we can talk about. You see, Barkha, some kind of these analysis, these kinds of pun is a part of democracy. Some kind of attack will be a part of democracy. But yes, the way Rahul Gandhi was projected but could not deliver, then Sonia ji had to take over. Now Priyanka Gandhi is sought to be co-opted, and I heard certain voices, only Priyanka Didi can redeem us. Now all these conventional voices of Congress party, it is a family-oriented party. They cannot look beyond the family. And you talked about one-man show against Narendra Modi. What about Congress party? Where is Narsingha Rao? A party which completely shut the mouth of Manmohan Singh, as Sanjay Baru's book confirms it so eloquently, is talking about a multi-leader party. What happened to Sitaram Kesri? Let's not go into that. But at least the Gandhi family, and by the way, Barkha, Nehru's surname is not being used or abused. Only Gandhi name. Because someone married to Firoz Gandhi. Therefore, Gandhi name is also an interesting political ploy to co-opt the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. That the people of India in 2014 are not going to accept. Because people are seeking answers, Barkha, on malgovernance,
may I
on inflation.
May I just ask you? May I just ask you why you think the name is a political ploy? Because it's a coincidence that Indira married somebody called Firoz Gandhi. She could not have planned it as a political strategy.
Barkha, you are right. Indira Gandhi became a leader in her own right. We may have serious grievances against the way she functioned, the way she imposed emergency, but Indira Gandhi was a leader in her own right.
Yes.
Now, I'm sorry to say, the way now you are seeking to completely tag on to the Gandhi surname when people are seeking answers on malgovernance, on stinking corruption, on unemployment, on price rise, as to why the growth rate is down so much. That is a cry of desperation, seeking to divert. And this whole issue of ideology or talking of Bhartiyata, I never use this expression, Barkha, but since Madam Sonia Gandhi said that, I'm sorry to say, Srimati Sonia Gandhi is least equipped to talk about Bhartiyata and the conventions of India. And I say so with full sense of responsibility.
That's a very strong thing to say. So let me bring in Shashi Tharoor immediately. Shashi, what made Sonia Gandhi go onto television? In many ways, it seemed like she had taken a back step. Isn't Narendra Modi right in saying that there's a panic in the Congress, that opinion polls are projecting the worst ever possibly performance for the Congress party? So you suddenly see Sonia Gandhi taking center stage. You suddenly see Priyanka Gandhi Vadra getting much more vocal. Is this an admission that Rahul can't do it on his own? One. And two, respond to what Ravi's just said, that Sonia Gandhi is the least equipped to talk about Bhartiyata.
Not at all. And first of all, Ravi's comments are about as fatuous as my accusing him of having the name Ravi Shankar Prasad to try and misappropriate the mantle of Rajendra Prasad. I mean, this is silly. People have names, as you correctly pointed out. It so happened that Indira Gandhi, Indira Nehru married somebody called Firoz Gandhi, and that's how it goes.
Come on,
so let me just say right now that my good friend Ravi has been on a completely wrong track. But let me come right now to your specific question. There is no panic in our ranks. We have declared at the beginning of our election campaign that our campaign has two co-chairpersons. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have both been campaigning. They've been campaigning equally. In my own state of Kerala, Rahul went to 3 constituencies. Sonia ji went to 3 constituencies. That's simply the way in which they've divided the work. Now, it so happens that in some parts of the country, at some times, some messages are being delivered by one and some by the other. But the message that Sonia Gandhi delivered on television is a message I've heard her deliver repeatedly at national rallies, including in my own home state. She says this is not just about the kind of government and who's going to form the government. It's about the kind of India we want to have. What are we choosing? Are we choosing an idea of India that actually is the idea on which our freedom struggle was waged, on which our constitution was based, and which we have lived with for 67 years, an idea of pluralism, of inclusiveness, of making sure that all Indians feel they have an equal stake in our society? Or are we now going to be seduced by the dangerous idea of a man who doesn't subscribe to this philosophy? That is a very legitimate question to ask.
But Shashi, may I ask you before I take it back to Ravi Shankar Prasad? Shashi Tharoor, I would like to ask you this, that when you attack, and I heard Priyanka saying this today, and we've heard Sonia Gandhi say it, we've heard Rahul Gandhi say it, that the BJP has become all about one man. Isn't the Congress all about one family? So, I mean, are you in a position to attack the BJP for power resting with an individual, when in the Congress it actually rests with a family? Is that so substantively different?
No, but the Congress is about teamwork. It's about having bench strength. It's about having a great number of extremely competent and capable leaders who've demonstrated their ability to serve the nation over the years. Whereas the BJP in its current incarnation is about all one man who claims to have the answers to everyone's problems, who apparently is going to charge in on a white stallion and cut the Gordian knot that ties our nation down. I mean, this kind of thinking is extremely dangerous, and it offers a very stark choice to the nation. Are we going to be able to entrust the resolution of our problems to a man who apparently believes he has all the answers? Or would we rather entrust it to somebody, whatever their family surname might be, who listens, who actually is accountable, who is supported by a wide-ranging team with a great deal of capacity that has been demonstrated over the years. What are we going to vote for? Our answer is, here is a party that is deep, broad, well entrenched in our nation, that actually has a track record and that stands for the values on which this nation is built. That's the idea of India we're talking about.
Ravi Shankar Prasad, come in on this. What do you make of the fact that there seems to have been a shift in the Congress strategy in the last lap? If you remember, in the first half of this campaign, the Congress was not actually attacking Narendra Modi directly. In the last lap, the Gandhis in particular have turned very aggressive. Do you think this is in response to the fact that Mr. Modi also targets the Gandhis in many of his speeches, and they would say personally?
I'll just reply to it, Barkha, but let me take on this comparison of my good friend Shashi Tharoor of Ravi Shankar Prasad with Rajendra Prasad. You are doing a serious injustice to me, Shashi. But since you have done it, let me ask a question. Where are the grandchildren of Rajendra Prasad, Shashi? Where are the grandchildren of Sardar Patel? Where are the grandchildren of Subhash Chandra Bose? Does the nation know them? Are they in politics? Are they leading a political party? But when we say one family's offspring, because Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in spite of his failings, has to be projected as a leader. He ran away or did not contest, it is your matter. But since he did not succeed, Sonia Gandhi came for rescue. And therefore, Priyanka ji have to be also supplemented. And every day newspapers and inside stories are full that Rahul Gandhi is failing. Therefore, Priyanka has to come. Because some from the family has to come. I know your party has good leaders, but they will never come to the top. That's one part. Second part, Barkha, as far as your query is concerned, this utter desperation as to why Sonia ji or Congress party are cocooning themselves in a wall of pathological hatred against Narendra Modi is the reason for it. And the reason is also what your channel has shown 3 days ago, where you are giving us a clear majority. And so many channels are giving. Therefore, Congress knows they are going for the worst ever performance in independent India. Therefore, this desperation, the kind of language, the kind of irritation from toffee to balloon, and whatever it is, the aggression of Priyanka Gandhi. Priyanka Gandhi was never known for her aggression. The way she has chided Varun Gandhi, the kind of language she is using, I don't want to repeat it. All this ultimately is an indication of the utter desperation of Congress party, because they cannot visualize defeat as to how someone like Narendra Modi, born in a poor family, projected by BJP, can capture the imagination. And Shashi, it is not one man. It is a team led by Narendra Modi, and the people are looking towards great hope, which so many surveys are also confirming. You accept it or not accept it, your problem.
Okay, very strong words from both our politicians, senior
Ravi,
people
we can
today,
see your
both
posters
very
and
articulate,
hoardings
both very
everywhere. These
eloquent.
are only one man's image.
Okay. Shashi Tharoor, I'll give you a chance to rebut, but I just want to get a perspective here on the ground in UP. How is the Gandhi factor seen? Two very different voices. Urvashi Sahani, well-known educationist, Salim Kidwai, well-known historian. Urvashi, let me start with you. What does the Gandhi factor represent to somebody like you, a resident of Lucknow? We're here in Raebareli, just 2 hours out of Lucknow. Is it one that represents the last hope for the Congress, or is it one that is of diminishing returns?
You know, I want to agree with Ravi that in fact, if Rahul Gandhi, Shashi Tharoor spoke of teamwork. If indeed he was a team player, now would be the time to retire, the entire Gandhi family to retire and let other leaders take front stage.
Why do you feel that? Do you feel that other leaders might be better?
You know, they have done a lot of disservice to the party and to the nation. I'm very sorry to say that. And if Congress were to have a fighting chance, they should have projected another leader, another family.
So you're saying the over-dependence on the Gandhis has actually been counterproductive for them?
Absolutely. And if there was good leadership, and if indeed they were team players, now would have been the time to say we retire and it's time to project other leaders. And there are many. And I'm very sorry to say that they've accepted to kowtow to the Gandhi family, to play second fiddle, to move back. I don't know what makes them do that. I really don't understand it.
Very strong words there. And Salim, do you agree as a fellow Lucknowite? Do you agree with what Urvashi is saying?
I'd look at it differently.
Yes.
For me, the Congress party would not exist without the Gandhis. They're the cement that holds it together, that we know. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Isn't that problematic? That a party can't hold without the Gandhi family?
Absolutely. It's been shown again and again.
It would not have been true in the age of Nehru and Sardar Patel and Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes, but democracy was just...
You did not need Jawaharlal Nehru to keep the Congress together.
But there's something wrong with the party that's based on one family. There's really something wrong with the party like that in a democracy.
But let Salim complete his point. Yeah.
But at this juncture,
yes,
I think what the Congress also represents is a different view of India. For the first time, we are actually, as far as I remember, an election which is not an election but a referendum on the prime ministership of one person. And that for me is discomforting. I don't care whether the Gandhis win or lose in their constituencies or don't. But if they are talking about an ideology that's different from Hindutva, more strength to that.
So you're saying you're not concerned with the individuals, you're not concerned with Raebareli, Amethi, none of that matters to you, but you believe that they offer an alternative vision?
They are offering, I mean, from what I've heard today, when you take on Hindutva, when you talk about, I mean, we know exactly the referendum that excluding me. Modi is not addressing me. It is a distinct campaign to keep that is not addressed to Muslims. For me, how can I be comfortable with that?
Okay, I'm going to take this back to Mr. Tharoor and Mr. Prasad in just a second. You wanted to come in there with a sentence, Urvashi?
Yeah, I wanted to say that the Congress has been there for 2 terms. And I want to say, what kind of India have they given us? That they talk of an idea of India now, that they will give us in future. What has happened? They've been in power more than any other party. And what kind of India have they given us?
Let's take this back. So proud of? Let's take this back. 2 very divergent views that we're hearing here on the ground. Let's take it back to Shashi Tharoor and Ravi Shankar Prasad. Shashi Tharoor, to you first. You know, both the comments, one somewhat in support of your argument, the other completely opposed, have one thing in common. They seem to believe that the Congress needs the Gandhis as a glue. Is that not a problem when Rahul Gandhi goes on and on about empowerment? Isn't it a problem that he represents the system he wants to change? The fact that nobody else, you can't have a bid at the top job, Jyotiraditya Scindia can't, Sachin Pilot can't, Milind Deora can't. What's so great about Rahul Gandhi that only he gets a bid at the top job?
See, to me, that's not the right question, Barkha, because ultimately we come into the system we're in and the leadership is less important than what the system and the leadership is trying to accomplish. Urvashi asked what has happened over the last 10 years, what have we given, what kind of India have we created? We have created an India with the Right to Information Act, which allows every citizen to challenge government, to demand how the taxpayers' money is spent, to actually find out what is being done in his or her name. We have given India the Right to Education Act, in which there are children flocking into schools who were being denied an education before. We have been able to create the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, which has put money in the hands of rural people who never had it, which has given dignity and decency to the lives of people where it was absent, which has saved millions from migration, enforced migration in quest of survival wages. We have transformed the lives of millions of people in this country for the better, and while we have attempted to promote growth, which is important, we have distributed the revenues of that growth to those who are the most vulnerable in our society. We've tried to include everybody, all minorities, all vulnerable groups, and we've tried to create an India that takes everyone along. That is the kind of India we've created in the last 10 years. And believe me, these are not people who are being touched by the pollsters that Ravi Shankar Prasad so happily cites. You're asking,
but what about my
how come, X, Y, and Z can't be Prime Minister, only a Gandhi can? But my
yes.
Well, first of all, the Congress Party's own recent history suggests that somebody called Dr. Manmohan Singh didn't have the name Gandhi and he became Prime Minister. So there are ways and formulae in which others can also play the top job, but that's not the point. As the other gentleman pointed out, the Gandhi family has an extremely important role in promoting the unity of the Congress Party, which is a very large tent which contains people of various ideological hues and great diversity of views, and who rally around the Gandhi family as a symbol of the values that we are all attached to in moving this country forward. Values of pluralism, values of diversity, values of inclusive growth. And these values are what keep the Congress Party together, united under the Gandhi family. The point is not the family, the point is what the family stands for and what the family is trying to do for the nation. That's where we rest our case.
Okay, let me bring in Ravi Shankar Prasad. I can see Urvashi getting very exasperated, but we'll first give it to Mr. Prasad. Mr. Prasad, go ahead.
Well, Barkha, the topic of today's discussion was different. But since Shashi rattled off a lot of rights, I think it is important for your viewer to be reminded. A party which could not give the Prime Minister of India his rights, legitimate rights, a party which could not empower the Prime Minister of India is talking about empowering people of India. And we have got authentic confirmation from Sanjay Baru's book as to how desperate, how enfeebled, how Shakti-vihin was Dr. Manmohan Singh, because Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi didn't want that. Therefore, come on, Shashi,
have you read
for
the book,
heaven's sake, don't talk of empowering the people of India. I did not interrupt you, please wait for your turn. Barkha, I will come to the second issue. On economic issue, Barkha, I have a lot to say. We can debate it separately. We have talked about it. The issue of this election is the issue of lack of growth, the issue of inflation, the issue of unemployment, the issue of stinking corruption, the issue of suffering India, insecure India, the legacy of UPA. That the issue is about. But the gentleman who is there in the panel from Raebareli, I want to assure him,
yes,
I can understand if he has a problem with Narendra Modi. I don't wish to have any debate with him. But today Narendra Modi, in the ANI interview, has again said, I will live for the entire India. I will ensure for the safety of minorities, including Muslims. Therefore, he has been repeatedly saying, and I will request him to see the condition of Muslims in Gujarat, having the highest growth rate in India as far as Gujarat is concerned. Therefore, I can understand your concern, but I would tell you that as far as the people of India are concerned, this kind of campaign has been going for the last 12 years. And Barkha, on the last issue, the topic of today's debate, it can happen only in BJP that a man like Narendra Modi, because of his performance, because of consultation, because of discussion, because of differences, but ultimate consensus, can emerge as a leader projected as the Prime Minister of India, who was born in abject poverty. His father used to run a tea shop and mother used to wash clothes in the neighborhood.
Yes.
That can happen only. He has no big surname, no big family tag. So this can happen only in BJP.
Because he had 40 years in the RSS as a pracharak of the RSS.
Yes.
I'm sorry, having had 40 years in the RSS as a pracharak is surely the BJP equivalent of having the Gandhi family surname. Come on, Ravi, this is silly. To suggest that Modi rose on merit rather than because of his long service as an apparachik in the party structure that the RSS has promoted. Frankly, Ravi, this is such a credulity. You speak about the Prime Minister not being empowered. I've actually read the book, every word in it. And Mr. Baru's book is replete with incidents and anecdotes that he has personally witnessed, showing an empowered, successful Prime Minister. He has actually got an extremely contradictory book in which his 4 insider years from 2004 to 2008 he describes as a splendid success. And then the remaining time when he's outside, he expresses these criticisms. I'm sorry.
I'm willing to have a debate with him. Have a debate with him. Yes.
Okay. Before I get last comments from both of you,
you can debate me, Ravi. Answer my point first.
Okay, Urvashi, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Tharoor cited and rattled off many rights that, the party has given the country in the last 10 years. I wish we could just take a look around, right? Never mind the country. Think of this being the prized constituency of the leading congresswoman and congressman and the leading family.
Very right.
That's all there is in the Congress, really. Right? And what have you given to your own constituency? I've been coming here for years. Nothing has changed. Right? You expected that they would at least develop their constituency.
They blame the state government for that.
Never mind the country.
They blame the state government for that.
Then it's pointless. The whole debate is pointless, in which case, right? So my point is that Shashi rattled off all the rights that they have given. How about rattling off all the scams that have happened recently? How come we don't think of those? So if the country is in this great shape, then why is the Congress so panicked? What's the matter? Right. And once again, I want to say this, that instead of us talking about families and this person, and I'm not surprised that there was this slanging match between Priyanka and Varun. I mean, what has this campaign been about in any case, right? And where was Varun ever embraced as a part of the family that suddenly they're worried that he's straying from the family? The point is, when it should be about issues, it should be about governance. The country is crying for good governance, for better health care, for better education, right? For it to happen on the ground. Where is that happening?
Let me take this to Silly. One, the point that Urvashi makes, that this should be about issues. It cannot anymore it cannot anymore be only a debate around secularism, because that's a word that's got subverted by politics. That's one argument that we hear. But the other very interesting thing that I think we haven't focused on enough is that there seems to be an anti-elitist backlash in the country today. One of the things that appeals to people about Narendra Modi, and you heard Ravi Shankar Prasad saying this, is the self-made history of Mr. Modi. It is that when he talks of poverty, he can talk about his years having experienced it. And then when you contrast that with the Gandhi family, which is like de facto political royalty, in today's India, that seems very anachronistic. So is it becoming a liability? You know, what was once the sort of the enigma of the Gandhis, is it becoming part of the problem instead of part of the solution?
Maybe, and if it is, then the Congress party has to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's their issue. I'm not a member of the Congress party.
Yes, of course. Yes.
But I think the Congress party has to survive, because we need a strong opposition given what the predicted results are. We cannot have a functioning democracy without a strong opposition, and let's wait and see. Let Priyanka come into government in the opposition rather than fight for the Prime Minister.
But you have said that without the Gandhis, the Congress wouldn't exist. As a historian, when did this become true about the Congress?
I think it became true with Mrs. Gandhi's succession.
With Indira?
With Indira Gandhi's succession, yes, absolutely.
And you don't find that problematic today as a citizen?
It's been problematic, but one gets desensitized to it considering how many dynasties there are. If you just look around the country and see how power is passed and how power is shared within families and a nexus of families. I mean, we know of BJP Congress marriages really related by marriages. So we've just got desensitized to it. Of course, it's a dynasty doesn't go with democracy. But which party is free of this?
Which party is free of this? Let me take that straight away to Ravi Shankar Prasad. That there are Shehzadas, quote unquote, among the Akalis, among the Shiv Sena. You know, it's not that any party, you know, the Samajwadi party. So why does Narendra Modi only target Rahul Gandhi? Isn't every party have its share of Shehzadas?
Well, Barkha, it is. I cannot run away from that reality. But when we talk of BJP, we are very clear that one family person born in a particular family cannot aspire to become the leader of India and leader of BJP as almost monopolizing it. That's the larger issue we are trying to relate. And when I say that, I am also traveling extensively while campaigning in the country. For the last 3-4 days, I am campaigning in my own state. Tomorrow is the voting in Patna. Let me tell you, I see watching the elections of India since 1977 when I was a student activist. Let me tell you, Barkha, I see a qualitative shift. When democracy is stabilizing in India, I am a great votary of Indian democracy. It is diversity. I see people getting aspirational. People are sure of their right. They can change anyone in Delhi or in a state. They are seeking answers. And the central focus is good governance, development. India has to play a bigger role. These are larger issues coming about. And when you try to sidetrack these larger issues with what surname you have, what is your pedigree, where you were born, what you have done, people are much beyond that, particularly the young India. And as an activist from my student days, I am very assured of this great metamorphosis which is happening in the democratic canvas of India.
Shashi Tharoor, quick last word to you. The fact of the matter that the famous surname today actually seems anachronistic in an aspirational India that wants to rise on its own strength.
But you know, it's not the Gandhis or the Congress party that's making a noise about the surname Gandhi. It's the BJP and the media. The Congress party is talking about the work it's done for this nation and what it intends to do and the values it represents. The Gandhi family doesn't speak about themselves. They speak about the nation. They speak about these values. Let me say, Ravi Shankar Prasad, in a very telling comment earlier, talked about how NDTV gave the election to the BJP. Fortunately, we live in a democracy in which voters determine election results, not pollsters and not television channels.
Yes, wait for 16th,
I think we will discover that one thing I can agree with Ravi is that our democracy is one in which people are genuinely interested in the politics of performance and not the politics of identity. They're interested in a politics of inclusion and not a politics of hatred and division. They're interested in seeing this country move forward, taking everyone along. And I believe that the Congress Party best embodies those values that the voters of our country want to see moving forward in this country. And that's why I believe that when the results come out, some of these people are going to be in for a bit of a surprise. As far as we're concerned, we will serve the nation in whatever role the voters give us, but we will serve the nation anchored in certain values that do not divide this nation, but keep it united and take it forward.
Shashi Tharoor and Ravi Shankar Prasad, thank you for joining us on this Buck Stops Here episode, coming to you live from Raebareli tonight. Thank you very much. We're going to give the last word to our guests here. Let me start with you, Salim. You've heard both the BJP and the Congress. The fact of the matter is that the voter has become increasingly cynical about what this ideological difference actually is. And if you look at, for example, you spoke about Narendra Modi not engaging with you, but you've seen Rajnath Singh, the BJP party president in Lucknow, actually meeting with clerics. You've seen a Maulana Kalbe Jawad actually saying he's like, that Rajnath Singh is like Vajpayee in an interview to me. So do you believe that even the Muslim voter today cannot treat any political party as a political untouchable? You have to engage with all parties.
You see, Kalbe Sadiq or Kalbe Jawad engaging with the BJP is one thing. We talked about it the other day. How much are they the representatives of their community? What is important here is that the Muslims are not playing untouchables with any, from what I gather, with any party. They are voting strategically. To make sure that the BJP candidate loses. So if that is happening, the voter is very smart.
But this engagement, suppose the BJP does come to power, at some point there will have to be an engagement between the Muslim voter and the BJP.
I hope so. Something that they have decided. They've decided they don't need Muslims for this election. I hope they realize that for running this country, they need Muslims.
Let's get last words on the Gandhi factor. Your last word, Salim, and then I'll give the last word to Urvashi.
On the Gandhi factor, at this point of time, as an analyst, as someone outside the system, I think the Congress needs them, and the Congress particularly needs them if it has to be effective as an opposition.
Urvashi?
You know, I will disagree. I think it's a crying shame, and I'll go back to Shashi's comments, you know, that we need them to glue us together, etc., etc., and we are all willing to work under them. We need them to glue us together, but we need to work under them. It kind of goes together. And I think that's a crying shame. You have several other very competent, capable people in the Congress party. And it's been so many years. Surely if it was the Democratic Party, it would have been possible to break the Gandhi ceiling, so to speak.
The glass ceiling.
The Gandhi glass ceiling, and find other people, and it would have strengthened the party. It would have lent them more. I myself was a strong Congress supporter at one time, right? But at the same, so I definitely feel it's counterproductive, and it sickens me to see a dynasty. And we're talking about Priyanka and Varun Gandhi only because they're Gandhis. What have they done? They've done nothing. So why are we talking about them so much? Because they are the Gandhis. And why is that so important?
No, they swing votes.
They swing votes. Okay, how much do they actually swing votes? We'll know on the 16th of May. Salim Kidwai and Urvashi Sahani, a pleasure to have you on this program. We wind up tonight from an interior village in Raebareli. We'll see you tomorrow night in a different part of India at 9 p.m. The Gandhi factor, one of diminishing returns or one needed for the Congress to hold itself together? That evaluation could be made more realistically only after the results come in on the 16th of May. Thanks so much from the entire team. Thanks for watching. Good night.